Japanese Fairy Tales, Momotaro. Once upon a time there lived an old man and an old woman. Every day the old man went to the mountains to gather firewood, and the old woman went to the river to do laundry. One day while the old woman was doing laundry at the river, a large peach came floating down from upstream. Donburakoko, sukoko, donburakoko, sukoko, bobbing along with the current. "Oh my, what a splendid peach this is. I'll take it home as a gift for the old man," she said. The old woman bent down to pick up the peach, but it was too far away for her to reach. So she began to sing. "The water over there is salty, the water here is sweet. Avoid the salty water, come to the sweet water." She clapped her hands in rhythm while singing. Hearing her song, the peach began floating closer to her. Donburakoko, sukoko, donburakoko, sukoko, and finally came right before her. Smiling, the old woman picked up the peach and said, "Let's take this home and share it with the old man." She placed the peach in her tub along with the laundry and carried it back home. When evening came, the old man finally returned home, carrying firewood on his back. "I'm home, dear," said the old man. "Oh, welcome back. I've been waiting for you. I have something wonderful for you, so come in quickly," the old woman replied. "Something wonderful? What could it be?" The old man took off his sandals and stepped into the house. The old woman brought out the large peach from the cupboard and said, "Look, isn't this a magnificent peach?" Well, this is truly a splendid peach. Where did you find it?" "I picked it up from the river today." "Finding a peach in the river, that's quite unusual. Let's cut it open and eat it right away. Could you cut it for me, dear?" "All right, leave it to me." The old man took a knife and was about to cut the peach when suddenly the peach began to tremble. With a loud crack, the peach split into two, and out jumped a lively baby boy, crying, "Wah! Wah!" The old man and the old woman were astonished. The old woman gently picked up the baby and said, "We've always wished for a child, and now the gods must have granted us this baby." Yes, that must be it. The old man and the old woman quickly boiled water and filled a tub to bathe the baby. The baby seemed delighted, smiling as he stretched his tiny arms. But the baby was so strong that the old woman lost her balance and fell over. "My, what a strong child we have." The old man and the old woman laughed as they looked at each other. Since the baby had been born from a peach, they decided to name him Momotaro, or Peach Boy. The old man and the old woman cherished Momotaro and raised him with great care. From the time he was a baby, Momotaro was incredibly strong, and as he grew older, his strength only increased. Even as a child, there wasn't a single person in the neighboring villages, not even adults, who could defeat him in sumo wrestling. But despite his strength, Momotaro was a very kind boy. He was deeply devoted to the old man and the old woman and treated them with great filial piety. When Momotaro turned 15, he began to think that he might be the strongest person in Japan. He wanted to use his strength to help others. One day, a traveling storyteller passed through the village and told Momotaro an intriguing tale. "If you row a boat for years and years across the distant sea, you'll reach a place called Oni Island, Demon Island. There, wicked demons live in an iron castle, hoarding treasures they've stolen from various lands." Hearing this story, Momotaro was determined to go to Oni Island. He went to the old man and the old woman and said, "Please, let me go on a journey." The old man and the old woman were taken aback. "A journey? Where do you plan to go?" "To Oni Island to punish the wicked demons," Momotaro replied. "Well, that's certainly a brave endeavor," said the old man. "But it's a long way there, and you'll surely get hungry. Let us prepare some food for your journey," said the old woman. The old man and the old woman, knowing Momotaro's strength, were happy to support his quest. They brought out a large mortar and pestle and began to pound millet dumplings. Pound, 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 pound. They made delicious millet dumplings, kibidango, for Momotaro's journey. The old man then gave Momotaro a samurai-style jacket, jinbaori, and a sword to wear at his waist. They also prepared a bag for the millet dumplings and painted a picture of a peach on a war fan for him. "Now, father and mother, I'm off to Oni Island to defeat the demons," said Momotaro as he prepared to leave. "Go and fight bravely," said the old man. "Take care of yourself and don't get hurt," said the old woman. "Don't worry, I have the best millet dumplings in Japan. Goodbye." With a cheerful voice, Momotaro set off. The old man and the old woman stood watching until he was out of sight. Momotaro marched on and soon came to a big mountain. From the bushes he heard a voice. Woof, woof! A dog ran out and bowed politely to Momotaro. Momotaro, Momotaro, where are you going? Asked the dog. I'm going to Oni Island to defeat the demons, Momotaro replied. Please let me come with you, said the dog. All right. Here, have one of the best millet dumplings in Japan, and follow me. The dog happily accepted the dumpling and joined Momotaro as his companion. As they descended the mountain, they entered a forest. Suddenly, from the treetops, they heard, Screech! Screech! A monkey came down and bowed politely to Momotaro. Momotaro, Momotaro, where are you going? Asked the monkey. I'm going to Oni Island to defeat the demons, Momotaro replied. Please let me come with you, said the monkey. All right. Here, have one of the best millet dumplings in Japan, and follow me. The monkey gladly took the dumpling and joined Momotaro and the dog. They continued through the forest and came out into a wide meadow. From the sky above they heard a cry, Caw! Caw! A pheasant flew down and bowed politely to Momotaro. Momotaro, Momotaro, where are you going? Asked the pheasant. I'm going to Oni Island to defeat the demons, Momotaro replied. Please let me come with you, said the pheasant. All right. Here, have one of the best millet dumplings in Japan, and follow me. The pheasant eagerly ate the dumpling and joined Momotaro, the dog, and the monkey. With the dog, monkey, and pheasant as his companions, Momotaro marched on. Soon they arrived at the vast sea and found a boat nearby. Momotaro and his companions boarded the boat and set sail for Oni Island. I'll row the boat, said the dog, and he began rowing. I'll steer the rudder, said the monkey, and he took the helm. I'll keep watch, said the pheasant, and he stood at the bow of the boat. And for a while the weather was calm and the sea was still, but soon the wind began to blow and lightning flashed across the sky. That lightning must be coming from Oni Island. Dog, monkey, head in that direction, Momotaro commanded. Following his instructions, the dog and monkey rowed toward the lightning. The pheasant, keeping watch from the bow, called out, Momotaro, I see an island ahead. That must be Oni Island, exclaimed Momotaro. As they approached, they saw a great iron castle built upon a rocky cliff. Outside the castle gate stood the demons' guards, keeping watch. Momotaro and his companions had arrived at Oni Island. Pheasant, fly ahead and scout out the castle, Momotaro instructed. The pheasant soared into the sky and flew toward the castle. Meanwhile, Momotaro, the dog, and the monkey landed on the island and approached the gate. When the demon guards saw Momotaro, they were shocked and hurriedly retreated inside the castle, slamming the heavy iron gates shut. The dog stood before the gates and barked fiercely, Open up! The great Momotaro has come to punish you demons! Hearing this, the demons inside trembled with fear. Momotaro! He's the strongest man in all of Japan! Don't let him in! The demons held the gates tightly, determined not to let Momotaro and his companions enter. The pheasant flew down from above and attacked the demons guarding the gate, pecking at their eyes. Ah, what's with this bird? Cried the demons as they covered their faces and fled. Seizing the opportunity, the monkey climbed the tall iron gate and unlocked it from the inside. Charge! Shouted Momotaro, leading his companions into the castle. Once inside the castle, Momotaro and his companions were confronted by the demons, who had gathered in great numbers. The leader of the demons, a fearsome figure, appeared with a host of his minions, wielding massive iron clubs. The demons charged at Momotaro, but the pheasant swooped down, pecking at their eyes, blinding them. The dog bit their legs, making them stumble, and the monkey leaped onto their backs, scratching and clawing at their faces. Momotaro used his immense strength to wrestle the demons and throw them to the ground one by one. The battle was fierce, but Momotaro and his companions were unstoppable. Finally, only the leader of the demons remained. The demon leader swung his enormous iron club at Momotaro, but Momotaro dodged the attack and tackled him to the ground. The demon leader struggled, but Momotaro's strength was far greater. Do you surrender? Momotaro demanded. The demon leader, with tears streaming down his face, cried out, Yes, I surrender. Please spare my life. In return, I will give you all the treasures we've taken and never do evil again. Very well, Momotaro replied. But remember, you must never harm anyone again. True to his word, the demon leader brought out all the treasures they had hoarded in the castle. There were wondrous items like the invisibility cloak and the invisibility hat, a magical mallet that could grant wishes, a jewel that could fulfill desires, as well as coral, tortoiseshell, and sparkling gemstones. Momotaro and his companions loaded the treasures onto their boat and set sail back to Japan. As they departed, Momotaro warned the demons one last time, never again commit evil deeds. Meanwhile, back in the village, the old man and the old woman waited anxiously for Momotaro's return. "I wonder if he'll be back soon," the old man said. "I just hope he hasn't been hurt," the old woman replied. One day, as they looked out toward the horizon, they saw Momotaro's boat approaching. He was pulling a cart laden with treasures. "Momotaro is back!" the old man and the old woman cried out in joy. They embraced him and listened to his tale of the battle with the demons. "You've done an incredible thing. You truly are the strongest in Japan," said the old man. "We're so proud of you, and thank goodness you're safe," said the old woman. Momotaro shared the treasures with those who had been robbed by the demons and returned everything to its rightful owners. He became famous across the land, and the story of his heroic deeds spread far and wide. And so, Momotaro, the old man, and the old woman lived happily ever after. The end.